Hello, I'm Sam Orlich, a product specialist for Heritage Audio here in Madrid, Spain. And today we'll be quickly going through the different features and connections for the i73 Pro 1 interface. Let's go over the different connections for the i73 Pro 1. First thing you'll see on the front panel are two 1/4-inch jack inputs. One is a TRS stereo output for the high quality headphone output. The other is a TS input for the DI signals at instrument level. Bass guitars, electric guitars, old vintage keyboards, put anything through your DI. And that does go through the nice 73 style input stage as well with the input transformer. Okay, going around to the back side, you'll see the XLR connector here. This is actually a combo connector where you've got the XLR connector on the outside and a 1/4-inch jack connector in the center. The XLR connector is for your microphone input. That will also, of course, go through the 73 style preamp as well as the input transformer. Whereas the line input will not. That's a plus 4 dB balanced line input. You can also use unbalanced, but we always recommend using balanced cables and connectors when possible. As well as an extra input number 2, which is also a line level input, so you can capture stereo signals. Moving on, we have the two outputs for your monitors, which are also plus 4 dB balanced outputs. And then we've got this little mini DIN connector here, which is quite nice because you can connect that up with one of these breakout cables, and that will give you a MIDI input and a MIDI output. Then we've got the USB-C connector here, and this is class compliant, so you can plug and play if you like. And then just directly below that, you'll see the DC input. Now it is important to power this unit as well, because as it does have a nice juicy mic preamp here, it requires a little bit more power than can be obtained just going through a USB interface. And that cable you just slip right in here, twist it around, and it'll lock in. Now for the features for the i73 Pro 1. Starting off with the volume controls, you see the inner knob here will control the volume output for the speakers, your monitors, whereas the ring, the outside ring control, controls the volume for your headphone outputs. The 3 buttons you see directly above that can either be assigned to the monitor outputs, your headphone outputs, or to both. You decide that within the mixer page itself. And those 3 buttons being a mono button, which claps it down to mono, a mute, which will completely silence the output, and dim, which will reduce the volume. You also have the output or the input indicators here. Now you can choose where to display the output or it will display the input levels. Once again, decided within the mixer page. And then you've got the 73 style preamp. Now this is interesting here because depending on which actual input you choose, whether it be the DI instrument input, the microphone input on XLR, or the line level input on a 1/4-inch TRS, depending on which and where you plug in, you'll see representation here and it'll indicate and it'll tell you which input you're dealing with at any given moment. And then you've got these attenuators here. So maybe you're forcing the gain a little bit on your mic, thicken it up a little bit. You can reduce the output if need be before it hits your DAW. Now, when you're using the line level inputs, those will not go through the preamp. Those are clean inputs, plus 4 dB balanced. And they have their attenuators here. Now that position for 0 on them is right about here. Anything to the left will be attenuation, but anything to the right, you got about another 10 dBs of gain here if need be. Okay, that's only for the line level inputs. And then for the microphone input, you also have a pad, minus 20 dB. If you run into extremely hot signals, you can apply that, as well as a phase reversal to flip the phase 180 degrees. And of course the 48 volts for phantom powering of condenser microphones. Now these buttons are latching, so they will stay activated and you can see their position, whereas these are not latching because you can also, as mentioned before, select and activate them within the software page as well. Hope you've enjoyed that quick description. Nonetheless, if you still have any questions or doubts about this product, you can always contact us through our webpage. And remember, this is the entry-level interface, but we do have two others in the same line, the i73 Pro 2 and the i73 Pro Edge.